A boy comes home from school at 7 p.m. His dad says, "Where were you?" "I was with Jessica," he replied. "What were you doing?" "We were studying." After picking a snack off the table, the son says, "These fish cakes are lovely." Dad replies, "Wash your hands, son, they're f***ing donuts." Through a poorly worded genie wish, a man now has a 20-inch long penis. While the bragging rights were good for a few days, the man soon realizes that his is uncomfortable and unusable, and he must find a solution. He begins asking the local enchanters and witches if they have any suggestions, and finally gets a lead that the enchanted forest over yonder is home to a magical talking frog. If a man asks this frog for a kiss, his penis will grow 4 inches if she says yes, and shrink 4 inches if she says no. This is perfect, the man thinks, and he dons his most ill-fitting rags and rolls around in a pigsty before heading off to the enchanted forest. After traipsing around for a few hours, he sees a frog sitting by a small pond. He approaches the frog and asks if she might like to kiss him. The frog takes one look at his disheveled and dirty appearance and quickly answers, "No." The man feels a tingle, and when he pulls open the waistband of his trousers, he finds that his previously 20-inch dick is now only 16 inches. He asks the frog again, "Please, could I have a kiss?" The frog rolls her eyes and responds again, "No." The man's penis is now a foot long. He considers for several seconds and decides that 8 inches would really be more manageable. "Please, madam," he asks one more time, "may I kiss you?" The frog sighs loudly and says, "How many times do I have to tell you? No, no, no." "What does the word gay mean?" asked a son to his father. "It means happy," replied the father. "Oh," countered the son, "so are you gay then?" "No, son, I have a wife." Recently, a husband superstore opened where women could go to choose a husband from many men. It was laid out over 5 floors, with the men increasing in positive attributes as you ascended. The only rule was, once you opened the door to any floor, you had to choose a man from that floor. If you went up a floor, you couldn't go back down except to leave the place, never to return. A couple of girlfriends went to the shopping center to find some husbands. First floor. The door had a sign saying, "These men have jobs and love kids." The women read the sign and said, "Well, that's better than not having a job or not loving kids, but I wonder what's further up." So, up they went. Second floor. The sign read, "These men have high-paying jobs, love kids, and are extremely good-looking." Said the ladies, "but I wonder what's further up." Third floor. This sign read, "These men have high-paying jobs, are extremely good-looking, love kids, and help with the housework." "Wow," said the women. "Very tempting." But there was another floor, so further up they went. Fourth floor. This door had a sign saying, "These men have high-paying jobs, love kids, are extremely good-looking, help with the housework, and have a strong romantic streak." "Oh, mercy me," they cried. "Just think what must be awaiting us further on." So up to the 5th floor they went. 5th floor. The sign on that door said, "This floor is empty and exists only to prove that women are f***ing impossible to please." A doctor is delivering a baby. The head comes out and the baby says, "Hey, you my dad?" The doctor is shocked, says no, and the baby shoots back inside the mother. The doctor calls the gynecologist over to have a look. Again, the baby's head pops out, "Hey, you my dad?" The gynecologist says no, and the baby shoots back inside the mother. The doctor and gynecologist decide they better get the father, who was too squeamish to be in the delivery room. So the father looks between his wife's legs. The baby's head pops out again. "Hey, you my dad?" Father: "Yes." Baby: "Well, come here." And a tiny arm squeezes out, and starts to punch the top of the father's head non-stop while shouting, "How would you like this to happen every night of your life?" A lady gets home early from shopping and hears strange noises coming from the bedroom. She rushes upstairs to find her husband naked on the bed, sweating and panting. "What's up?" she asks. "I'm having a heart attack," cries the husband. The lady rushes downstairs to grab the phone, but just as she's dialing, her 4-year-old son comes up and says, "Mommy! Mommy! Auntie Susan is hiding in your closet, and she's got no clothes on!" The lady slams the phone down and storms upstairs into the bedroom, right past her husband, and rips open the closet door. Sure enough, there is her sister, totally naked and cowering on the closet floor. "You rotten b***," she screams. "My husband's having a heart attack and you're running around naked, scaring the f***ing kids." A farmer stopped by the local mechanic's shop to have his truck fixed. They thought it might have something to do with the transmission, so they couldn't repair it while he waited. He told the mechanics that he didn't live far and would just walk home. On the way home, he stopped at the hardware store and bought a bucket and a gallon of paint. He then stopped by the feed store and picked up a couple of chickens and a goose. However, struggling outside the store, he now had a problem: how to carry his purchases home. While he was scratching his head, he was approached by a little old lady who told him she was lost. She asked, "Can you tell me how to get to 1603 Mockingbird Lane?" The farmer replied, "Well, as a matter of fact, my farm is very close to that house. I would walk you there, but I can't carry this lot." The old lady suggested, "Why don't you do this? Put the can of paint in the bucket. Carry the bucket in one hand. Put a chicken under each arm and carry the goose in your other hand." "Why, thank you very much. That works just fine," he said, and proceeded to walk the old girl home. On the way, he said, "Let's take my usual shortcut and go down this alley. We'll be there in no time." The little old lady looked him over cautiously, then said, "I am a lonely widow without a husband to defend me. How do I know that when we get in the alley you won't have your way with me?" The farmer said with some irritation, "Holy smokes, lady! I'm carrying a bucket, a gallon of paint, 2 chickens, and a goose. How in the world could I do that?" The old lady replied, "Set the goose down, cover him with the bucket, put the paint can on top of the bucket, and I'll hold the bloody chickens."